Hello from Safonovo. This is the podcast Pigeon of Peace where we do discuss awesome skills of troubleshooters. Watch, listen, and check the description below for the details. Let's talk about couch and let's start with the definition.
Coach is this person which has special education and wants to dedicate his or her life to teach the people for some skills. It could be, for example, language. It could be sport. It could be something like a public speaking. But with help of the coach, you will make progress much faster. And sometime, if you have money and if you have quite outstanding person who could teach you, maybe it's a good choice to use the possibility.
Well, and at certain point of time, we speaking like broadly. How do you figure out that you actually need to do, like a lift that you need to, like go to level up? Because some people they might be stupid, they might be like a self-confident, or they just might be thinking, okay, like I can do everything without anyone. So what might be the, I would say, the definition criteria when actually you would need someone to actually push or maybe pull you on the level above?
It depends also from your childhood. If your mother or father or other relatives or significant others, they would show you something how to do. For example, how to make spoon, how to make cup, how to mug, maybe mug, how to make clothes, how to clean a cow house, how to speak, how to work with computer. Then you are lucky one, and first your coaches would be your relatives. Then, when you go to primary school, you will be surrounded by teachers which know their subject much better, but not of them likes people, and some of them work for the salary, and maybe you will be distracted, and maybe you will not like some subjects. Then you will go or you will prepare yourself to enter the institute or university, and at this point, maybe you will think that you need a repetitor. It's okay to say repetitor?
Yeah, repetitor.
Repetitors, thank you, sorry. Then you will spend some time with person which would go quite deeper, and if this person is qualified, you will learn some fancy tricks, and it would in a short time, as you told us before, lift your knowledges and skill on the next level. Then you will go to the work to make your job, and also maybe it would be induction, maybe it would be body which will follow you and help you, and he or she will show how to do some stuff. But then you will reach the ceiling of your surroundings, and you will know nothing more than them. For example, when I was working in Alpha Bank, Ukraine, suddenly I realized that I surrounded by people who do not know how to work with Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Visio, and so on. And then I found a coaches on the site Linda.com, which was organized by Canadian teacher Linda, and I was so fascinated by this. And even School of Troubleshooter is вдохновлена, by
Inspired.
inspired by her approach. So when I spent not so many money, I took, I don't know exactly, like $200, and I bought several courses for $30, like essentials, basic, advanced Word, Excel, PowerPoint, SQL, and so on. I was so happy for 1 hour in total. Yes, it was some exercises and it was not such fast as I will told, but in total you should see like 30 or 70 minutes, and after you know several quite a useful way how to do your job, then you could implement in your life even tomorrow. And this helped me to create a lot of different documents and to be much persuasive, and I am quite happy that I decided to pay this money. Some people think that advices and teaching and coaching is a question out of money, and you should be paid by government or someone else. But when you decide to pay to other people, they start to pay you. So if you have respect for teacher, for lecturer, for professor, for coach, for your boss, for your mates, then your customers also would have respect for you.
And let's say now we're walking in the shoes of the someone who is actually coaching. So what should be I would say KPIs, goals, or maybe, like how we should approach the rhythm of the education process, or maybe how we should approach, I would say, the density of the education process. Like overall, what should be, I would say, general mindset when we're actually getting the new pupil, and we obviously may see that, like they actually completely lack of whatever knowledge. So how we should go from zero to at least one.
I don't know how to name this sport, but художественная гимнастика, artistic gymnastics.
Artistic gymnastics.
Thank you. Artistic gymnastics. I know several women, very famous one in the Russian Federation, which are as mother educated girls starting from 12 to 16 and made them Olympic champions and so on. And sometimes these girls are crying loudly and trying to even escape and begging their parents to take them home. But if they will stand it out, then they have a chance to stand on the Olympic pedestal. It's a very tough sport, and it's quite a hard decision for you to take part in this competition. By the way, we both have a friend, and also we will make recording of next videos in 30 minutes. His daughter take part in gymnastic and even has a first place in Dubai right now. Second, for example, let's talk about people who are going to coach for example, how to be a boss, how to be CEO, or how to be, for example, with clients, which is maybe drunk, rude, and so on. And in this case, you need someone who has experience. And there is a funny story. Sometimes women do not like to go to gynecologists which are male, because they say you wasn't even given a birth for the child. But the same you could say for surgeons, maybe a person who make I don't know some procedure on your heart has a healthy heart, and he was never under surgeon operation. But anyway, sometimes people which has quite humble own results could be a great teachers. Let's take, for example, it was a man in Russia. His name was Habib, and he was quite a good fighter. And his father was a coach for like 8 or 7 people who became first grade champions.
Well, and sometimes when, let's say, we work with a coach, it's also should be, I would say, like focus on attention. So let's say you begin a drill, whether it's, like, yes, you're a CEO and, like you need to learn some negotiation tactics, or you're a fighter and you need to work on something. But coach cannot be like with you all of the time, whether it's like a gym or there is like some sort of like a homework. So how to deal, let's say maybe we'll take it from the two sides. When you train someone, how you make sure that, like they do whatever homework, or maybe actually they don't, and you just like wait for another session with them. And from the person who's actually going back home, whatever it is, how they should approach to, like ingest, process, and, like do all of the repetitives for the drills that they were giving in the gym, whether it's office or anything else.
You never know, and you give like a leap of faith. You taught me, yes, leap of faith.
People face.
Thank you. So you believe in the person the same, for example, in School of Troubleshooters. Not of all people who entered first lectures will come to the second, or for example, will stand with us for 2 or 5 years. But who knows? Maybe it's better for them. Right now, I don't know no one who have a greater success than our students. But anyway, it could be. So yes, when you give some task, when you give some exercise and homework for person you coach, he or she may take this in seriously and do everything or not. And it depends of not just from mood, not just from mental, physical abilities. It's about passion, dedication, and compassion. So if the person wants to be, for example, best ever horse rider, or for example, sword fighter, or maybe bow shooter. It's okay to say bow shooter?
Archer.
Archer, sorry, archer. Then he or she should train very hard. I have been in Mongolia for several times, and I have one family, and this family taught me how to arch from the horse. And they were making some balloons, and I was trying to hit them by arrows. and it was everything, like a small life. I was tired, I was trying to cry, I was screaming, I was happy. It was a complete palette of the colors, of emotion colors. It's okay to say like this?
Yeah, it's okay to say like that.
And after, for example, we have like exercises for, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes. It's really hard to do this. And then they will say, okay, okay, you should put, for example, 200 arrows at this balloons and 200 arrows to this balloons and 200 arrows to this balloons. And when you just start to pull the string, you know, when I'm just telling 200, it's not just that, just a digits. But after, I don't know, like 20, your fingers would burn, and you will have no strength to pull the string after, I don't know, like 300 times. But if you would not fulfill something, you will have no tomorrow exercises, so you have no chance. And it seems like in Shaolin Monastery, I have been there. Shaolin Monastery or Shaolin Temple?
Shaolin Monastery.
Shaolin Monastery, thank you. I have been not for touristic ones, which is fancy one. I was in original one, and it is quite poor, quite strange. And you should stand there, for example, on stone. You should hit the rice, and you should do everything. And when you do this, you couldn't understand how this linked to your future success. Okay, I could see the guys who could, for example, swing on the trees, who could jump higher than my shoulders. But would I be able to do the same? So you have examples and you have just faith, and you do it, do it, and do it.
Well, and then the last question will be how knowing about coaching could help to make this world a better place.
I very grateful to all coaches who take part in my life, paid or non-paid. It was their job or it was their good wish. But I think that to be a coach for someone, it's maybe like a God blessing. When I have been working in Japan or Japan?
Japan. All
Japan,
correct.
uh, I learned that I should not never say that I am a teacher. When I was first time in the bookshop, I told that I need to have some books because I am teacher and I need something. And suddenly I was given quite a huge discount. In Japan society, if you are a teacher, you are a very respectful man and you will get a discount in all shops. But true English teachers never say that they are teachers, so they are humble. And I was thinking, okay, in our, for example, country like Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, we all always think how to be bloggers, how to be sportsmen, how to be singers. But in Japan culture, a lot of people think, I want to be teacher. I want to be the same useful person for others as my teachers were for me.
And we review the skill of coaching and how it could be helpful for you. Stay in peace.